So check my monitor behind me. Hang on, family. Alright, so as soon as this come in on my monitor, alright, so welcome to another edition of J Moppet TV. I've been away from the scene, but I've been behind the scenes working on this project that you see on your screen. Uh, we're going to deal with Lamar Jackson and him getting his money bag. Now, I was supposed to have been presented this to you guys, but I was working on the Ron DeSantis um, presentation, which is the last one I did. And so that took a lot of energy, a lot of, but I had to get it done because I felt like it was important. The Lamar Jackson, I hadn't even planned for it to be this long. But as I used PowerPoint and it helped me a whole lot. It helped me get stay focused on where I'm at and where I'm going. Okay? So let me adjust the screen for you guys. I might be okay. Let me adjust the screen. Okay. Alright, so with that being said, you go here and see how I need to do this. Hold on, family. Alright. Alright, so the email address for this channel, for this platform is jmopping99 at gmail.com. jmopping99 at gmail.com. Want to get in contact with me? That's how you do that. Or the live chat is up. I don't have the the live chat is up, so you can hit me out with the live chat. But I'm only using one computer, so I have to switch back and forth. So bear with me on that. Again, thank y'all for showing up. Always appreciate the love. Hit the like and subscribe, because I'm doing much better with the sound. That's all I was really concerned about. Alright, so let's so Lamar Jackson gets the bag. And a lot of people in the sports community, let me say this, even though this is a J Mopping, just my opinion, platform, a lot of the information I've got from commentators and people that know sports. And I do have some sources as I go through the presentation. So it's not like it's totally all just my opinion. Uh, that was one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I do in my PowerPoint presentation. If it's on a topic that I could get some sources from, I try to have some sources too. All right. So with that being said, as you can see, Lamar Jackson gets the bag, money bags around the cutout, and now that that has happened, and even though I'm behind, like we going into the football season, so I mean this July, August, September be preseason, so it's even though I'm behind, I'm not that far behind because football season is upon us. Now I'm a Cowboy fan. We're gonna address that as we go down the line. But I really wanted Lamar to get his money, just like I wanted Dak to get his money. Uh, Being a pro-black guy, I'm always behind the black quarterback, and I want to get them to get their just due. Uh, One thing that uh, Prescott, Mahomes, Russell Wilson has proved that just because you're a black quarterback don't mean you can't quarterback and you can't win. And so that's out the window. So now any other type of BS that come along, that's what it is, BS, because those guys have already paved the way. And so now we got Jalen Hurts, who almost won a Super Bowl. And even though I wasn't fully pulling for him this time, I wanted to see him get where he got, simply because I just wanted to see how far he could go, right? And when he got to the Super Bowl, I personally did not think that the Chiefs would go beat them, and they didn't. I mean, like I said, I got go-to people that I talked to. They said that the Chiefs didn't beat Philly, Andy Reid did. The way he coached the team, they got out-coached. Not outplayed, but out-coached. So, I mean, see, that shows you the dynamic of having the coach and the players on the same page, because that's what made that work. All right. So, hit that like and subscribe, people, because I got the sound better. I got the presentation better. I take time up to set up. I know what I need to do to get where I need to get to make the presentation better. So, hey, hit that like and subscribe now. Now I can ask for likes and subscriptions. Know what I'm saying? All right, so let's keep it moving. Uh, so, jmopping99@gmail.com, that's the email. Uh, hit the like and subscribe. And thank you guys always for hanging out with me in my YouTube family. You know what I'm saying? But we could do it like that. All right. So let's keep it moving. So now, when this thing was coming out the box, the whole idea was, man, Lamar, he can't do this. He need an agent. He can't do this by himself. He need an agent. Lamar never felt like he really needed an agent. He never felt like that. Okay? So, with that being said, he just went ahead with his out of honesty, I don't need an agent. Okay? So, now what? Well, we're going to get into the now what, because, hey, he already has done what they said that he couldn't do. All right. So, I don't know me see. Hang on, fam. Let me see. Can I enlarge this? I don't know. I don't want to mess nothing up. Control. All right. Let me see. Hang on, fam. All right. Okay, fam. So I can't enlarge this anymore. So I'm hoping you guys can see that. I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to get into that and mess nothing up. All right. But you see how I got Shannon and Skip in the background. I got the Wonder King show. I got what that Speak for Yourself. I got Bobby Baltimore, aka Bobby Trossett, and I got I don't know who those guys is, but those are the guys that I was when my go-to people for keeping me updated about what was happening with Lamar. Of course, they was basically giving updates on all the sports figures. Bobby Trossett and Wonder King was pretty much pro um, Baltimore Ravens. They pretty much did everything Baltimore Ravens. That's their play. I mean, you know, Bobby Trossett is AKA Bobby Baltimore. So he was doing, and the young lady, Sarah Ellen, that's his co-host. You know, and so they together they was highlighting information pertaining to not only Lamar Jackson but the Baltimore Ravens and the whole process. Wonder King, same thing. That guy, and if, that guy very comical. He had me laughing. Uh, he had me you know he ended up actually going to Lamar Jackson has a restaurant, so he ended up doing a podcast from the restaurant. Him and his co-host, you know. So that was a very exciting time. So those are the guys that kept me abreast of what was happening. As you know, and those of you in the sports world know that Shannon Sharp is no longer with Skip Bayless. So Shannon is pursuing his own uh, interests at this present time. So we wish him the best on that. All right, so I want to shout those guys out for helping me stay abreast, keeping me in the loop for what's going on. Thank them very much. Now, when this thing started out, as I said, it was all about what Lamar couldn't do, why he couldn't do it, who he needed, who he needed to, who he needed to um, get with, who he needed to have, and the whole 9 yards. So, with that being said, let's look at what happened. Now, the top of the screen, you're going to see uh, the deal he got, right? Now, he got, of course, y'all know now, he got a 5 year, 260 million, 260 million, and it was 185 overall guaranteed. Okay, now I'm not getting into the other information for a specific reason. Remember, now you can't see this, but at the bottom it says 133, 3 years fully guaranteed. But I need an agent. That whole lot of people took a disliking to Lamar saying that, but it wasn't really him that broke that out. I'll get into that in a minute. But the whole deal was, and I want y'all to pay attention now, the whole deal was somebody else put their information out there, and just like the situation with Kyrie Irving, he got lambasted for it. But it wasn't him that did it. We're going to get into that in a minute as we move forward. But now, he signed a 5-year, $260 million deal. That's what he got. And a lot of commentators and people that know sports say that that happened because of Jalen Hurts deal. So shout out to Jalen Hurts and his agent who actually set the way for him to get the money he got. Now, as I said, the deal he turned down was a $200 million in guaranteed money and $133 million at signing, and then the other part in the middle. Now, what everybody was kind of up in arms about, if you look at the end of that, you say he got $175 million if he got injured, and then if he was still on the roster on the 5th day of 2026, he got an extra signing bonus, right? Now, all that's good, and that seems like a lot of money to walk away from, but Lamar Jackson was looking at two numbers, and I'm going to show you that as we go through this presentation. I'm going to show you that he was looking at only two numbers, and only two numbers concerned him. That was his yearly amount and his overall guaranteed amount. And yeah, he might have wanted to try his hand at the 265, 70 fully guaranteed because of Deshaun Watson. I can't blame him for that because, he the next man up. He felt like he played better than Deshaun, so he felt like I should get paid more than Deshaun. I feel him on that. But the NFL, they won't try to give another black quarterback or anybody, for that matter, another fully guaranteed contract. So he had a uphill battle with that. However, he still was hovering around 185, 195 guaranteed with 47.50, 49 million a year. That's what he was batting at. But nobody saw that. But Lamar did. And the other thing I gotta add too is Lamar didn't even want to talk to them about another deal until after he finished this deal. I believe somebody was whispering in his ear, look, go ahead on and play without a contract until your time is fully up, and then renegotiate. Now that was dangerous, because you're playing without a contract, and he could have gotten hurt. That could have went south. However, the overall consensus was this: if your contract is completely up and it's time to renew, then you got to start from square one. Now, the Baltimore Ravens dropped the ball, and I'm going to show you that as we go through it. They dropped the ball a little bit too, because they were supposed to approach him in his second year, riding high on the MVP award, unanimous MVP award. All the commentators said that's when they should have went and approached him. Meaning that if you look at it, he would have gotten less money, pretty good money, but he would have got far less money than he got now because Jalen Hurts' contract won't even on the. So the highest paid was Deshaun Watson, but he wasn't going to get that. Not in a fully guaranteed. He wasn't going to get a fully guaranteed. So the Jalen Hurts deal wasn't out there. Okay, so let's keep this moving. And now, remember I told you that Lamar didn't put this out there? Now Sarah Ellison, which is Bobby Baltimore's co-host, she got this information from Alan Scheffler and a dude named Iron or somebody. I can't pronounce that guy's last name. We'll talk about that too. But look, this is what the original deal looked like. Alright. At signing was $133 million. The injury guarantee was $175. So the total guarantee was $200 million. Okay. Now, and of course Sarah was saying that he got more than Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. Now, of course he did. He always believed that he could play better than both of them. So yeah, they offered him more than that. But he wasn't looking at the $133 million. Why? Because it was only for 3 years. And that put him right in the same ballpark with Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted to be above them. So we're going to get into that as we go along. Okay? Alright. So let's keep it moving. Now, Adam Scheffler and Iron Rappaport, those are the dudes that put this information out that Sarah Ellison got when she do a separate podcast from Bobby Baltimore, and sometimes she do one with Bobby Baltimore. But this is where she got her information from. She didn't get this from Lamar Jackson. Now, if she got it from somebody in his camp, that was when he was working with the Players Union. Now, they might have put it out there, but he didn't. But he tweeted, as a result of that, $133 million for 3 years, fully guaranteed. But I need an agent. And then he had a laugh inside. Which what he's saying is, 133 divided by 3 is something like maybe 42, 44 million. And he wanted more than that because he played better than Deshaun Watson. Now, Russell Wilson the only one that has gotten to the Super Bowl, and of course Aaron Rodgers. But he was getting 51 million a year. I think about maybe 170 guaranteed. You know. So Lamar was like, okay, I'm not saying I'm better than Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying I'm better than Patrick Mahomes. But I'm saying I'm better than Deshaun Watson. I'm saying I'm better than Kyler Murray. And I'm saying I'm better than Russell Wilson. And he always maintained and believed that. Hey man, if you don't think that way of you don't think good of yourself, who gonna think it for you? Okay, so alright, so like I said, Kyrie Irving, remember he got ridiculed for the he got ridiculed for the daggone tweet that he did with the book about the Hebrews and Negroes, such to say, right? Now he got ridiculed about it, got whipped at the whipping post about it, but Amazon ain't never take it down off their platform. So the controversy that he created about the book, they were still making money off of it. Now here's what I'm saying to all the pale Jews that listening. Because see, I ain't anti-Semitic because I don't like Jews. I don't like the way y'all treat black folks behind stupid stuff. I can deal with it if it's based on something real sensible and real practical. But you gonna lambaste Kyle Irving for just sharing something. Hell, you can get me for that. I share something that you feel is offensive to the Jews. Now I'm anti-Semitic to the Jews. There was one Caucasian lady, she was on YouTube and TikTok, and she said, hold up, y'all coming at Kyrie Irving, y'all ain't said, I forgot her name, y'all ain't said nothing to Amazon. And she was right. I agree with her. Amazon still had the book up for sale, and then after a whole lot of flack, they put a little disclaimer saying the material could be offensive to some. Hold on. You supposed to take that off your platform, Amazon, because the Jews are highly upset about the content. But no, you kept it up there, didn't you? Okay. So, did the pale Jews go and picket Amazon? Did they whip the owner of Amazon and say, if you don't take this down, we're going to boycott you? See, that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, Kyrie Irving went through all that behind just sharing something. Okay? All right. Let's fast forward. All Lamar Jackson did was respond to this information all he did was respond to this information right here. That's all he did. And he got ridiculed for responding. Oh, he said he wasn't going to disclose his contract information. He said he wasn't going to talk to the media. And he didn't talk to the media. He responded to the media. He didn't put the information out there. He didn't itemize what they offered him. Somebody else did that. But he got the blame for it as if he did it. See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. Anyway, let's keep it moving. And see, my thing is, stop blaming black folk for responding to stuff that white folks do. If you know somebody else is responding to what somebody else did, jump on them. Because they the one putting the information out there. So we're going to keep it moving. So keep it moving, family. Alright. So this is a list of the players ranked before, and all these are quarterbacks. This is a list of the players ranked before Jalen Hurts got his deal, and Lamar Jackson, matter of fact. As you can see, Aaron Rodgers is at the top of the heap, $50.3 million a year. Russell Wilson behind him. Now, look at Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. Russell Wilson is $49 million a year. Kyler Murray is $46 million. And Lamar was saying, I play better than both of them guys. I want to be right below Aaron Rodgers, which would have made him, what, $49.50? You know, Aaron getting 50.3, so he might have got what, 50 even. something like that, of 49.95. You know, and as long as he was over top of Wilson and Murray and under Rodgers, he was cool. That's what I got out of it. That's what only a couple of commentators they got that. They got that. When he said 133 for 3 years and I need an agent, when he said that, it was one other commentator, I can't think of the guy's name, but he came out and said, I think I know the answer to this. And when he said that, I like, yeah. Because I saw it clear as day. He was saying, I don't think I'm better than Aaron Rodgers. And even though Patrick Mahomes is making $45 million, but his total package was $500 million. So, he said, I don't think I'm better than Mahomes. I don't think I'm better than Aaron Rodgers. But I think I'm better than Wilson, Murray, and Watson. That's his whole game. And the two numbers he was looking at was the yearly. See that AAV? That's average. That's annual average. So that's the yearly. Okay? All right. So that's before Jalen Hurts and Lamar deal. That's when Aaron Rodgers and I think Russell Wilson had probably just got his money. Okay? And at that time, I don't think Patrick Mahomes had got his other money. Maybe. I don't know yet. Okay? Okay, now. So what we're looking at now, as you can see, this is the list. Oh, let me go back to the first one. I'm sorry, y'all. Got to name my sources. This came from Sporting News, sportingnews.com, and I was waiting on it to come on my monitor. Hold on, y'all. Wait till my monitor catch up. All right, sportingnews.com and Jacob Kamaker. Jacob Kamaker. That's my source. That's my source for the first. This is before Hurts and Lamar get their money. Aaron Rodgers on top. Okay, so now this is what it looked like after Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson deal. Well, what I got? Yeah, this is what it looked like after Jalen Hurts get his money. Okay? And let me see, get my monitor to catch up with. Alright, so now as you can see, this is what helped Lamar get his money. Jalen Hurts got, $51 million on top, right? He's over top of Aaron Rodgers with 50.3, right? And even though he's over top of Mahomes with 45, Mahomes got $500 million a year. I mean, $500 million total package. So Jalen Hurts on top now, right? Next one is the top: Wilson, Murray, and Watson. Okay? All right. We ain't worried about Josh Allen because, he don't even feel like he in the category. And Derek Carr, well, he ain't even in the category with him either. All right. So as you can see, the Jalen Hurts, when he signed his deal, he got on top of the heap, right, with $51 million. All right, so let's keep it moving. Now, this is what it looked like. Oh, let me go back. I'm sorry, y'all. This came from a place called en.as.com. and Paul Rutter and Jeffrey May. Those are the guys that put the article together. It's an article on top of that. I just got the information right there. Yeah. Okay. But that's who. Those are my sources for that particular slide. Okay. And this is after Jalen Hurts. After Jalen Hurts. All right. So, and as you can see, you got Jalen Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Now I ain't going past them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people saying Josh Allen shouldn't have got what he got. And this is my take on that. He did a whole lot without doing a whole lot. He got the team fired up and he turned the team around and he gave Buffalo the hope. And so hey, I mean he put some spark in there. So I mean hey man, get a man his due. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it moving. As you can see, and this is why I started J-mopping here, and I got my little notes. But as you can see, from the Aaron Rodgers deal before Hurts and all them got their money, you see that little circle around Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and Deshaun Watson, right? So, that's where the whole thing was coming down to. Lamar Jackson just believed within himself he was better than those three guys. He didn't feel like he was better than Aaron Rodgers. But Wilson, Murray, and Watson, for some reason, he had that number. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why he was carried the way he was carried. Now, again, if Baltimore would have caved in and gave him a fully guarantee, I don't think he would have said, no, guys, I ain't really want that, man. Y'all ain't had to pay me all that money. I don't think he would have carried it like that. But I think he would have tried his hand to see where it fell. Once he saw that it won't happen like that, it's okay, all right, what's the next best thing? You know what I'm saying? And Jalen Hurts, I mean, thanks be to God, by him getting his deal, that set the stage. You follow what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so let's look at what I said. J-Mop now, I believe Lamar felt like he should be below Rodgers but above Wilson, Murray, and Watson. Again, J-Mopping. I think Lamar thought he was better than I don't think Lamar thought he was better than Mahomes. I can't read my own writing. But probably just as good. Like I said, hey, if you don't think of yourself as being the best, no one will think it for you. So that's what all the back and forth on Lamar part, in my opinion, was about. Now, of course, Baltimore Ravens, they weren't trying to do no fully guaranteed contract. So that was their holy line. So I get that. Okay? Let's keep it moving. So after all the dust is settled now, and after everything is being said and done, what the other dude said, I can't think of his name, but he's a podcaster too. He came up close to what Lamar actually got, and I pretty much hit it on the head. Because I had him at 49,500, I didn't think he was going. I didn't think he was gonna go over top Aaron Rodgers. I had him at 49,500, and I had him at 185, 195 overall. That's what I had him at. But as you can see, he got 260 million total, 185 overall, at 52 million a year. So that's all that I can work with. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, and that's what he got. All right. So let's keep it moving. Thank y'all, family. J Moppin, this is not too far off from what I said I thought it was after, and what he actually got. So why it took so long, I think that was several things. Hey, Ravens, him and hauling. Now we already talked about how the Ravens should have came at Lamar after the 2 years. We talked about how he should have at least got a, well, he didn't have an agent with this one. And I mean, you know, and they would have, the market was less then because Jalen Hurts hadn't got his deal, and the top players were Deshaun Watson, but they won't budget on no for the guarantee. So he won't go get that. He might have got a 195, but you know, they won't even looking to give him that. You know what I'm saying? So the Ravens would have saved some money in that regard. Now, I don't know all the context of a contract. Maybe if he would have signed then maybe by now or next year he'd be renegotiating again. But, hey, that was on the Ravens. Then somebody whispered in his ear, somebody whispered in Lamar Jackson's ear, wait your contract completely up. So he played, could have got hurt while he was playing. That ain't make no difference. He wanted that contract to be dead. So that when he come back to the table, y'all got to start from scratch. Smart move. Not the safest move, but a smart move. You know? And that's how he ended up getting the money he getting behind Jalen Hurts. Alright? So let's keep it moving. So, now I'm getting ready to see how this PowerPoint, I'm already on slide 17, and I'm at the point where I'm trying to bring this to a close. And I started a little bit after 8:30. I like to not do my live no more than an hour and a half. You know, YouTube been nice. It let me go in 2 or 3 hours. You know, I appreciate that. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. All right, so here we go. There was speculation that the owners were biased against Lamar. As a pro-black guy, you don't never want to rule something like that out. But I got go-to people that I talk to when I have questions about sports that I don't even fantasize about asking, because I ain't in that lane like that. But they told me, say, it wasn't so much that they were against Lamar. They just, Lamar, the NFL owners don't pay for the guaranteed contract. That's the baseball league, that's the basketball league, not the football league. So the owners just was protecting their own self. Now I do believe that not only did not want to give him a fully guaranteed, but you got to think about it. He would have been the second black quarterback to get such a deal, and then he didn't even have an agent. So that would have really been a big fella in their cap. Because now, the players coming in the league off the draft are saying, Well, Lamar Jackson ain't had no agent. I don't need one either. And I want to fully guarantee you. Joe Barrow, let me see if I put this down here. Yeah. Joe Barrow and Justin Herbert. They up next. Now if Lamar Jackson would have got a fully guarantee, do you think they were gonna want it less? Can you imagine Joe Barrow being told he couldn't get a fully guarantee? Man, what the hell wrong with you? You just gave Jackson a fully guarantee. I'm way better than him. Hey, you got to think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, Herbert done went to a Super Bowl. I want a fully guarantee, too. You can't blame him. Can't blame him. But anyway, the owners saw that happening. They saw that. So it wasn't that they was against Lamar, but they knew that was their way of keeping the floodgate closed. We don't give it to Lamar. Hey, it was just a happenstance that the Browns did it. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. And we done with that. You know what I'm saying? So by the time Herbert and Burrows get their money, you might as well say with Lamar getting one, hold on, family. Let me, hold on, family. Lamar getting 185 overall. So by the time Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow get their money, the overall, even if it's not fully, going to be up to 200, maybe 225 million. So, I mean, within a couple of years, it's gonna be 200, 225 million just for a regular contract. So, I mean, hey, if the market keep going up, the fully guarantee is not gonna matter because it's gonna be around that anyway. All right. Now, so let's get back to this. Hold on, family. Let's get back to Lamar Jackson. Cause see, I can't do this without being real on the overall end of this thing, right? So Jackson is saying, yeah, now what? Okay. So there are people who are asking the same question. Yeah, now what? Hang on, family. Cause okay, here we go. Okay, all right. So now look. See, I'm looking at my monitors when the screen come on my monitor, and y'all seeing what I'm seeing. So check this out. Check this out, fam. Somebody give you the money you want. So now what they expect? They're expecting you to play like you say you can play. You say you better than Deshaun Watson, we want to see it. You say you better than Russell Wilson, we want to see it. And while we picking on Russell Wilson, by him having Sean Payton as a coach, it's going to be a different day in Denver. Is that going to be? So here's what Lamar Jackson has done with that move. Let me see if hold on, family. Oh, I'm right. I'm right. See, the Ravens fans and the whole NFL world is want to know now what. Now, okay. So let's keep it moving. Now, as I told y'all, I'm a Cowboy fan. Okay? And I'm happy that Lamar got his money because I was so entrenched in following what was going on with him. I don't know who the new Cowboy players are. I don't know who the new coaches are. I don't know nothing about my own squad. I just know Lamar got his money, you know. But I also know this. His money, Dak didn't play like Dak used to play. And yeah, he had got hurt, but he didn't play like he used to play. But he got his money. Now, Ezekiel, for what I remember, I don't think he got hurt. But he sure enough didn't play like he used to play. He got the blame, but he didn't play with the Ezekiel swing. You know what I'm saying? So, now that's my squad. Those two guys got their money, but they didn't perform. Man, Ezekiel can't even get a 3-1 sometimes. How you a running back that got paid money, you can't make a 3rd and 1? And don't get me wrong, I know it's easy for us armchair coaches to say stuff like that, but I mean, come on. You got your money now, so when you go out there with a 3rd and 1, man, you supposed to find some Gatorade or something to help push you across that line, because you ain't got paid now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what's my point? A lot of people who get the money bag game sometimes sag. That's what I say up here. I'm saying, you know, they don't play up to the expectation after they get paid. Lamar Jackson then put himself against the wall in that regard because now he got to show up. He got to show up. Because he done got paid. Alright? So, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Now, so, Lamar Jackson by default put himself in a van with many other NFL players who get that bag, then their game starts to sag. Now the pressure is not on the Ravens, but on Lamar Jackson. That's what I was alluding to last slide. Now, so they said pressure busts pipe. That's a lot of pressure. Lamar Jackson got money. He got some players around him where he don't have to just throw to Mark Andrews, who you can't double team Mark Andrews because you're going to leave Odell Beckham open. You can't double team O.J. Beckham because you're going to leave Gay Flowers open. Now, he a rookie, so you just can't pick on him now. You can't double team whoever else they might have in the slot. Why? Because you're going to leave somebody else open. Plus, you're going to leave Lamar Jackson open. He still might run the ball. Even though the OC, the offensive coordinator, they want to utilize his passing ability, which he can pass. Lamar Jackson he can be a passing quarterback. Okay? All right. So with all that being said, that's a lot of pressure because now you don't have no excuses. You can't say, oh, well, my foot hurt, man. I don't want to play now. Plus, y'all ain't paid me. Well, you can't say that. You got to play hurt now. You got to play. If them ribs be hurting, you got to wrap them up with all that wrapping that come out there. You got to play. Why? You done got paid. All right. So pressure bust pipe, pressure, pressure, high blood pressure, it causes you to have stroke and heart attack. When you get that bag, you get that money, now you under pressure to show up and show out. But the good thing about this, and this is a whole new NFL season. The good thing about this, and the AFC is red hot. AFC red hot. Deshaun Watson. This man is expected to at least get the championship round this year. Nothing less the fans gonna want. Russell Wilson. He got to at least get close to championship round. If not, championship round like Deshaun Watson. Why? He already been paid. He got a new coach. Sean Payton ain't going to let you go out there without having the things you need to win. That's automatic. Okay? Dak Prescott. That's my quarterback. How many times he done went down at the playoff time? If that quarterback, if Dak Prescott don't at least get to the championship round, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I mean, that's just the way I see it. He can't keep getting past it. You know? Kyler Murray. I haven't been keeping up with him. I don't know what the deal is with him, but I'm thinking either he get deep in the playoff or his job in jeopardy. So Lamar he riding with some good company. You know, but I don't think Baltimore want nothing less than a Super Bowl appearance. That's my opinion. And Jalen Hurts, they want him to win a Super Bowl. He just can't get there. He got to win one because he almost won last year. So all those guys is under pressure. And yet they got to play, you know, like ain't nothing to it. They under pressure. And so this, I will say this. Last year, I enjoyed the Super Bowl, and I enjoyed the Super Bowl, and I enjoyed the NFL as a whole, because the teams that end up in the postseason and the way and the caliber of the way they played, referees didn't. I ain't no expert at this, so in my opinion, the referees didn't get into it too much. But you know, one referee always got to, you know, throw a flag that ain't really supposed to be thrown, I guess. I don't know. But it was, NFL had a good season last year. With the AFC being red hot like it is, and then you got Jalen Hurts expected to return, and then you got Aaron Rodgers, you can't forget him. Aaron Rodgers is a mystery man. He's a mystery man. He's sitting up there trying to let people know, hey, don't put me in the ground yet. I mean, hey, this gonna be real nice. This gonna be a real nice season. And so if you're an NFL fan, you got something, especially if you're an AFC NFL fan, man, you got something to look at this year. And as far as NFC, I mean, we got the Eagles, we got the Cowboys, and I guess the Washington Commanders. Because with that dude, Eric Bellamy, he's supposed to be bringing some fire to that joint. So, I mean, you know, the AFC East, they always a roller coaster ride. You know what I'm saying? So, so, and from my understanding, even though the Eagles got rid of some players, they're not hurting that bad. So they still got a contention roster. So you got the Eagles, Cowboys, and the Washington Commanders of all people. You know what I'm saying? So hey, um, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. All right, so let's keep it moving. I'm about to. So look, family. I thank y'all for hanging out with me. I thank y'all for listening to me running my mouth. That's why I call it J Bopping. Just my opinion. You know. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, give your brother a honorable shout out. Hey, if you don't like nothing I said, give me a F you shout out. You know. But hang on, fam. I want to switch back over. I want to switch back over for a minute. And I want to switch back over. I don't know if I'm about to do that. Let's try. Let's try this. Okay. Try to. I'm trying to. I don't see my screen, but I'm showing up. It's showing up on it. What you call them though? Hold on, fam. I gotta figure out why my what you call them ain't showing up. I had that problem at first. This thing always. Let me see what happens when I do this. I didn't suppose I had to go through all that for that. Okay. Alright. So I don't understand why it's not showing up on my YouTube. Maybe because I got too much stuff on the screen. Hang on for a minute. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, that's not what it is. Hang on a minute, family. Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we back. We back like we supposed to be. Alright. Alright, okay. So let me highlight. Alright, so let me get ready. Let me get ready to finish up with this family. I got it right now. I don't know why I went that way the first time. But we ain't gonna worry about it. I know how to get around it. So first of all, again I wanna thank y'all for hanging out with me. Appreciate y'all showing me some love. Uh, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and keep the love in a circle. Uh, I'm gonna do I'm going to do okay, before I sign off on this, jmopping99 at gmail.com. That's the email to this JMOP TV platform. And y'all know JMOP TV is just my opinion. Y'all know what that is. Y'all know how we do. I try to have sources when I do information like I did tonight, because I want to not just JMOP without having some sources when I made it right at my fingertips, you know. So, I mean, it's kind of like asinine of me not to even attempt to do that, you know. So, again, my next presentation is going to be another. It's going to be another. White folks tired of black folks in America. I'm gonna do 2 more of those, and I want to get away from that. And the reason being, if white folks are really tired of black folks in America, 2 things gonna happen. Either white folks gonna do something about it, or we need to do something about it. And we need to not stop talking about it. I enjoyed it, but I want to explore other topics. I want to talk about other topics. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get off of that. I mean, I enjoyed doing this Lamar Jackson thing more so than I did that, because it was something that I felt like had more value to it. Now, I don't get into sport and play like that, but I'm just saying, you know, I mean, we as people, man, we got to figure out ways to do things to help ourselves and to better our situation. Talking about it, talking about it, talking about it ain't going to change nothing. And Elijah Muhammad said, study the white man for he is successful. Well, how is he successful? He just don't talk about it. He talks about it, but then he make plans to do something about it. Hey, whatever it takes. Everything don't have to be so drastic and so out of bound that, you know, all hell got to break loose because you make a change. It just means that you got to strategize, come together, and do stuff that make things better for yourself. I mean, believe you me, if Jewish people and Caucasian people were getting shot like we were, getting racial profile like we were getting harassed all the time by the government officials like we were. That look, the Jews used to live in a so-called ghetto. They don't live there no more. They found a way to get out of that. So you got to figure out how to do that stuff. And no, it's not hard. Yakub made man is on assignment to be your adversary. But Yakub came from you. They came from you. You the original people. So you should be able to figure that out. We should be able to figure that out. And no, it's not going to be easy. Not going to be overnight. But hey, 100 conversations about the same thing not going to make anything change until you come up with a strategy to change it. And with that being said, family, I thank y'all so much for hanging out with the brother. Always appreciate the love. I really enjoyed this. And hey, it's almost 10 o'clock and I'm almost finished, and I like that. And that's what I love about PowerPoint. It, you know, I can talk all night long, but if I got a schedule in front of me, I'm gonna stay on where I need to be. So until next time, YouTube family, you know, this your boy Nate, Shooper, Shoopty, Shoop, S.N. Cosby, all those, all those people, me, myself, and 100 eyes. I want to thank y'all so much. Enjoy y'all. Uh, Again, jmoppin99 at gmail.com. That's my email address. The live chat was open, so you can hit me up, and I can answer the live chat at my phone if need be. And hey, until next time, family, y'all stay safe. Stay one up. Peace and blessing. And I'll see y'all on the other side.